All right, everybody. Welcome back to Teaching Crypto. AZcrypto, MrFOMO. Please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much for sticking with us as we've been on the road a little bit, but we're back better than ever. Huge show today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to give you some Voyager news that is unsettling, to say the least. And we're going to talk about a big pump from Injective over the past 24 hours. But first of all, MrFOMO, Bitcoin has bounced back a little bit here, back up to 69K from 66. We got news that inflation is not as bad. Well, they say not as bad as they expected. And so because of that, it did go back up. And so the CPI came in a little below expectations. So if we look at the chart right now, we can see that well, Bitcoin, as we speak, right as we go on the air, we go back down to 68K. So still kind of not where we want it to be. Now, I still maintain, and I might look like a fool here, in July, we're going to get to 80K. And I was hoping for early July, not late July. We'll have to see how this week goes. But we were at 69, and right before we hit the air, back to 68. It is June, and you always thought June would be rough. And so right now, hey, from my perspective, hanging around the high 60s is not that bad. It gives you a really nice area to jump up. But what are your thoughts right now being at 68.4 as we head towards mid-June?
This is still, I mean, we're still early in the cycle. So I'm happy to see Bitcoin here. You know, you see a lot of outflows from the grayscale ETF, I think it is, that are causing a lot of problems. But and you see a lot of liquidations lately, people playing the market. But, you know, I think this is a healthy place for us to be right now, especially during this sort of summer doldrums that we go through. The summer is never really good for
early summer.
Right. And we're in the early summer anyway. And earlier you had predicted that because we are early in the cycle and because we hit an all-time high earlier than the halving, that we might see a big move here in late June rather than late July.
I still believe
that we would probably push into July before we see that big move, but I would welcome that big move here in June. But if Bitcoin hangs around this area, it still gives us all time to accumulate at this level. And if you believe that it's going to go to 125, then, you know, buying at this level doesn't upset you that much.
Yeah. Now, this is a troubling story that just hit a couple days ago. As we wait for those Voyager checks, and we expect them to come hopefully in early August, I think late July is kind of a pipe dream right now. It's still possible, but according to them, Paul Hage. Now, before Paul Hage became, you know, the head honcho for this operation and getting customers back their money, we had a nightmare of a bankruptcy. I don't want to go through the entire thing, but now you see who Steve really was surrounding himself with. So Jonathan K, I believe how to pronounce his name. This is the managing director at Mullis. He punches a woman in the face, breaking her nose after a Pride event. Now, forget about what you think about a Pride event. This guy was involved with the bankruptcy, and let me go ahead and share the video here for
oh my God. That's right. Stop.
You're an asshole. You are a horrible person. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh my God. That's right.
All right, Mr. FOMO, we don't need to play that twice, but despicable human being. And this is someone that was having a huge impact on the bankruptcy. I mean, this is sad. This is the managing director. This isn't some fringe employee. This guy was someone Steve handpicked in the most dire times of the company to work with. And it tells you how screwed we really are. We didn't realize it at the time, but we were dealing with some very, very poor human beings. And you know what really shocks me?
Lightly.
This guy, and here's the thing. I feel like maybe we should put the number of this law firm, description. This guy was just put on leave. That's it. They didn't fire him.
He wasn't fired.
No, which is a woman in broad daylight.
Wow.
Bad enough that they screwed off customers for almost 2 years during this bankruptcy. And Ehrlich, no apology yet. But now you see the people that he associates himself with. you can't be surprised anymore. I mean, I hate to rekindle these bad feelings, but we had to share this with our viewers, because the moment I share this with you, you were shocked. This person's the managing director, and he was directly involved in this process.
He's the leader. He's the guy that's running the show, and he's doing these kinds of things in the streets. Even if he's doing these kinds of things in his home, it's still despicable. You don't hit a woman. You don't raise your hands to a woman. It's just disgusting.
Sucker punch.
That kind of to see. Yeah, I mean, sucker punch is one thing, but I mean, it just doesn't matter. You don't. We were all taught not to raise our hand to a woman like that, and to see that happen, and to see the guy. I mean, he's almost confident after he does it, and he's
happy. Well, he's happy that he saved Steve for now from being out of jail, and this is, I guess, is the way he celebrates. I mean, just disgusting.
If you don't like pride, then stay indoors. That's all I gotta say. I mean, if you don't like women, then
I mean, supposedly, here's the thing: this guy has a history of being violent and aggressive and being a hothead, and Steve chooses him and Mollis to help the bankruptcy. Is just so sad. So sad.
It just shows you, like you said, it just shows you that these are the types of people that Steve associates with, and these are the types of people that Steve was looking to get him out of trouble when he got himself into trouble. And so you know that this guy is not on the up and up if he's looking to criminals like this to help save him.
Yeah. And you guys, like we said early in the show, we're looking for hopefully early to mid-August for the second distribution. I'm hoping for late July, but right now it seems like a pipe dream. If it was going to be July, here's the thing: if it's going to be July, we're going to know by the end of this month. So if you don't hear anything by the end of June, it's not going to be July. You're going to get 2 to 3 weeks notice, and keep it here.
Paul Hage, you asked about the administrator. Paul Hage did say that he was aiming for July or August as far as distribution. So he has surprised us before. So if he does surprise us again, we might see those checks in July, and a lot of our significant others will be really happy with that. So
yeah, now on to some good news, right? Because it's the summertime and we haven't been here for a while. I want to give our viewers something good. How about Injective? Okay, it's up now 15%, right? Nice bump, 26, right? Got as high as 33, and now it's kind of consolidating at 30. But when I click on the 7-day, here you see something from 20. Now look at the monthly though, Mr. FOMO, 22. And so this has been one of my picks. To be completely honest, I am involved in Injective. I've said that. What happened with me when I found out Engine was going to be delisted from Coinbase, it kind of forced me into putting more into my Injective bag. And I really, really like this one. Really quickly, what are we getting back, Mr. FOMO? We don't have the exact figures, but we're kind of hoping for 25%, maybe more, but that's probably realistic.
Somewhere between 22 and 25%, because remember what was in the FTX fund should have been about a 22.5% to everyone. And so look to get somewhere between 22 and 25% when the checks roll out.
And if it's more, great. But realistically, we don't want to. Some people have been saying 30. I'm not sure it's going to be that high, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. And I like seeing Injective move like this, especially as Bitcoin sort of grinds sideways and continues to bounce between that 65 and 70 range, maybe a little bit above 70. I love to see tokens, especially the ones that I'm invested in, moving not in tandem with Bitcoin, but moving out of that, moving on their own, seeing green when Bitcoin is maybe seeing red or seeing sideways action. That's what I like to see, because that means I've put my eggs in the right basket, right?
I want to say something here. A couple tokens, we've talked about these. Karat, which I did a lot of, talk. I spoke about it a lot about a week ago. Guys, the market cap for Karat right now, guess what, Mr. FOMO?
You sure it's not Carrot?
Carrot, sorry. Carrot. All I know is it's $90 million market cap right now. And the circulating supply is only 99 million. And this one, okay, this one has gone
Can you bring
from
up that chart?
45 cents all the way to 130 within a month. You can get it right now at 91 cents. And we can't tell you when Bitcoin's going to fully recover and get above all-time highs, but I'm telling you, that is one project you definitely do not want to be looking back when it gets to $2, $3, and $4, like I think it will in the fall. Be like, oh my goodness, I had a chance to get it at 91 cents. Right? If this thing goes to $1 billion, you're looking at a 10x from here. And I don't think that's out of the question by October and November. I really do not. So keep your eye on that. Injective, I think, can get to 100 before the end of 2024. So even now getting it obviously getting at 20 would have been amazing a month ago, but getting at 30, not that bad. There you go. That's the price chart right there. And because it's involved in gaming and AI in those sectors, this NVIDIA partnership, this
that's the thing that you mentioned to me earlier in the week was the partnerships that we've got going on. I think those are the most exciting thing about this, aside from that low market cap.
Yeah. So I listen, I know people are frustrated because it's been 3 months since the all-time high, but we're gonna have a show, and I guarantee you someone in the comments is gonna say, man, I can't believe I didn't buy crypto in the last 3 months. Look what's happening. Because we do get to between 80 and 90K, these things are going to run really high, because we're in a bull run and we'll be at that point in a full bull run. You may see something go up 2x in 24 to 48 hours. And you can't buy then. It's too late, because there will be a major retrace. So you get something like this, and when it goes to 250, you got to take profits, though. That's the thing we got to remember. Please be taking profits when the time comes, guys. But this is still an accumulation.
And remember, the market is built to shake you out. Like, it's not just going to go straight up. Right now, you're experiencing some of the tougher times in the market. But what you do in these times is you cowboy up, and you go ahead and you buy the projects that you believe in when they're down, because the good times are coming, and those are coming soon. And you don't want to be like AZ said, saying, gosh, I wish I would have bought when you guys said to buy. Now is the time to get yourself, not financial advice, but to get yourself looking across the crypto market and finding those gems like Carrot, like Injective, like some of the other projects we've talked to you about on this show. This is that time.
And here's the thing. Some countries have begun to cut rates. I don't think we'll see one here for a couple months, but we know the rates are not going higher. And we know, I'm not going to get into politics today, there is an election coming up, and usually the economy starts looking better closer to the election. And that's going to be good for Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin is not going to stay below 70 for much longer. I'm just telling you that right now. It's not going to stay below 75 for much longer, and it will be above 80K, mark my words, at some point in July. I'll be back to eat my words if that doesn't happen. Guys, keep it here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so, please. Jam that like button. The show and super chats are available. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and we will see you later.
See ya.